In a world often consumed by uncertainty, doubt, and the ever-present jaws of fear, it can be difficult to remember that we are not walking this winding road by ourselves. Our days can become so busy, our challenges so relentless, that hope begins to fade. Yet in the midst of weariness and the heaviness that seems to fill the atmosphere, it's crucial to remind ourselves that we are accompanied by a loving and divine presence, one that envelops us in guidance, grace, and unwavering support. This presence, which many recognize as God, holds the power to lift us out of our darkest valleys and guide us toward a place of renewal. In our moments of emptiness, when we feel as if our burdens have become too great to carry, God's strength is right there, whispering encouragement and pouring hope into our hearts. This hope is what compels us to keep pushing forward, even when the path ahead seems dim. Life can indeed feel like a never-ending series of challenges. Obstacles arise at every corner: financial pressures, health concerns, broken relationships, and lingering doubts about our sense of purpose. We may question our abilities or wonder if we truly have the resilience to overcome all that life throws our way. In these times of struggle, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, to sink into frustration, and even to grow weary of trying. Yet these very moments often become the fertile ground in which faith can flourish. Where our human strength falters, divine strength appears. There is a message God wants to share with each and every person wandering through the storms of life. That message, above all else, is one of hope, renewal, and restoration. When the trials appear insurmountable, when we cannot comprehend why certain hardships befall us, God is there to remind us that these tests are never without purpose. Our deepest sorrows can serve as a bridge toward transformative growth. Our most persistent fears can become the catalyst that leads us into a fuller understanding of who we are meant to be. Sometimes, what we perceive as a setback is truly preparation for an important step forward. However, it can be a challenge to discern divine guidance in the midst of chaos. Many of us search fervently for signs, long for a clear vision, or even demand some obvious proof that God is indeed guiding our steps. Yet, in truth, God often speaks in the gentlest of ways. A kind word from a stranger might be a message that we are on the right path. A fleeting thought in the silence of early morning might be an answer to a perplexing prayer. Even that unexplainable peace that settles upon us in moments of distress may be God's subtle but purposeful way of saying, "I am here with you." It's these gentle and seemingly small revelations that remind us of a vast spiritual reality. They teach us that the divine doesn't always announce itself with trumpets and flashing lights. Rather, it appears in the humble, intimate spaces of our everyday lives. We experience it in the solace of our quiet reflections, in the humble sincerity of those around us, and in the stirring of our own hearts. When we allow ourselves to be still, to hush the noise both inside and outside our minds, we often begin to hear that soft, assuring voice that gives comfort. God, in those tender moments of solitude, tells us to keep holding on and to keep believing. Right now, God's message for you also includes a specific promise, the promise of 4 individuals who will arrive at your doorstep, each one holding a red bag. This is a striking image, one that immediately sparks curiosity and anticipation. These visitors will come into your life for a specific reason. It's a reason that might appear mysterious at first, a reason that could confound or surprise you, but one that ultimately holds the capacity to usher in transformative abundance. We cannot always predict how blessings will manifest. Sometimes they arrive neatly packaged, immediately recognized for the gifts that they are. Other times, blessings appear disguised as challenges or sudden changes that jar us out of our comfort zones. In this particular instance, God is preparing you to welcome 4 messengers, each carrying something symbolic, tangible, or even intangible that will shift your life in a profound way. It may come through a long-awaited job opportunity, unexpectedly aligning with your unique blend of talents and aspirations. It could arrive as a supportive friendship, offering you the emotional resources you've been lacking. Perhaps it will be an extension of grace and forgiveness that soothes a wounded heart, or a fresh insight that triggers a personal breakthrough. Whatever form these blessings take, do not overlook the magnitude of their significance. These individuals arriving with red bags are catalysts intended to accelerate your growth and propel you further along your divine path. God often works through people, weaving networks of compassion and support that can only be orchestrated by a power beyond human comprehension. Our role in this process is to remain receptive, open-eyed, and open-hearted when these blessings come knocking. It's important to note that divine timing operates outside of our own schedules and expectations. We might find ourselves impatient, pleading for immediate answers, or becoming frustrated when help doesn't appear on our personal timetable. Trusting in God's greater vision means recognizing that the arrival of these 4 people and the specific gifts they bring will unfold precisely when you are best prepared to receive them. If we rush the process or try to force events, we may inadvertently miss the profound beauty and higher purpose behind each step. Once these messengers have presented their red bags, it's equally crucial to integrate whatever blessings they offer into your life. Acceptance is not a passive act. It calls us to seize new opportunities with courage, to reshape our lives with intention, and to move forward with a renewed sense of hope. Sometimes, divine gifts require us to change our habits or discard limiting beliefs. They may push us to expand our vision of what is possible, encouraging us to become more giving, more courageous, or more attuned to the needs of others. When these four messengers arrive, don't shy away from expressing gratitude and humility for the roles they play. Recognize that every person we encounter is part of a larger tapestry of connection. By acknowledging their presence as a sacred gift, you honor the divine hand that orchestrated your paths to cross. You also reaffirm your own capacity to welcome blessings and to transform them into tangible reality. Keep in mind that God's plans for you transcend the boundaries of human imagination. We may have a limited perspective on what we want or need, whereas God sees the grand panorama of our lives. This panoramic view includes not just your present struggles, but also the countless ways your future will intertwine with others, family, friends, strangers, who may one day become dear allies. Trust that divine wisdom is guiding each step, each meeting, and each opportunity. As you continue on your journey, remain vigilant to the signs and synchronicities that unfold around you. They can appear in the form of repeated patterns, unexpected coincidences, or subtle themes that nudge you in a particular direction. When we open our eyes to these cues, it becomes easier to align ourselves with the purposes that God has ordained for our lives. We begin to sense that nothing is random, and that within each event lies a deeper meaning to be unearthed. Throughout this entire process, remind yourself again and again, you are never alone. Whenever fear or uncertainty rears its head, take a moment to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and invite God's presence to wash over you. Let that gentle reassurance fill your spirit, reminding you that hope is always available, even in the darkest moments. You are cherished, you are capable, and you are being guided toward a destiny more radiant than you could ever imagine. So prepare your heart for the wondrous surprise of four people arriving with red bags in hand. Be watchful, receptive, and eager to learn what each of them brings. Every gift, every interaction, every opportunity they present has the potential to alter the trajectory of your life for the better. Embrace these encounters wholeheartedly and allow the divine guidance within them to propel you into fresh possibilities. Know this beyond a shadow of a doubt. God's love never fails, and His plans far exceed our wildest dreams. The path may twist and turn, and the waiting might challenge your patience, but hold on to the promise that the right blessings will find you at the right time. The divine presence remains steadfastly beside you, guiding you toward a future brimming with abundance, purpose, and spiritual fulfillment. May you hold fast to this truth and find daily reminders of how closely You are watched over and cared for.